maybe pull the other one, Sean.
Kale, thank you very much. We're out here for Hometown today on 95.3 WBEV. Very excited this morning. It's going to be Mother's Day weekend this next week, so what better way to celebrate than being out here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse? And I'm with Wade Bates out here in person today.
Oh, it's one of my favorite days of the year as we get to come out to Hoekstra's. I think this is maybe my fourth or fifth time that I've been able to celebrate Mother's Day Eve here at Hoekstra's, right? The Thursday before Mother's Day.
Throwing a few eves at it, and we're not alone today. We're very excited as we are. It feels like this is probably every year, joined today by Sherry and Steve. And again, this is a big, big weekend for you guys. How are you doing today?
I'm tired already.
Tired already? Hey, it's a big weekend, though. You got to be fired up for this, right?
I'm fired up.
Well, good. I like all the colors, too. You got the bright green and bright pink shirt to start the day. A lot of colors out in the greenhouse.
Right, all kinds of colors out there.
So so what's it been like here this fall? We've had some interesting weather. We've had some great weather now. We've had some rainy weather, some chilly weather. But it looks like everything's good to go and ready for the season here at Hoekstra's.
When you get the forecast that says 70s for Mother's Day weekend, it's always puts a big smile on our face because people are going to come out and they're gonna celebrate. They're gonna get the flower for their mom. We got our kids coming out, so it'll be good weather. So it's a lot of times either you get rain or cold or sun or wind, and it looks like it's going to be a perfect day on Saturday for that.
Well, the first thing we did, Ninja and I got here. Huge thanks to Ninja helping us out with our videography today, as always. The man himself over here in the corner. First thing we do, we start walking around the greenhouses. It's unbelievable. I go through here. First of all, I love all the woven baskets you guys have. Yeah. They're unreal. They're like, you got like 18 different types. I feel like there's probably more than that. But all the flowers, too. This is the perfect place to come celebrate with your mom, get her a gift, come out here, even just spend a little bit of an afternoon. You have so much you can walk around and find out here to do.
We have people sometimes that are here 4 to 5 hours just looking around.
Yep, taking it all in.
So if somebody hasn't been to Hoekstra's before, number one, tell everybody where you're located. Give us a little bit of the history and what you have on campus.
Sure. So we're located just on Highway A west of Fox Lake. It's about a half mile off of Highway 33. The history of the business is when we were younger, a lot younger, my parents were going to send us to Christian school, and they started growing some vegetables, and that led to having a couple greenhouses, a small one, which had led her to look into the rafters and say, well, maybe we can grow some flowers and hang them from that to next greenhouse.
There's a story about this that I didn't really know, Steve.
Yeah?
Dad put up that wooden structure because just in case I failed at putting hanging baskets in there, he at least had a pole shed.
Nice.
So the pole shed never had to come to be, though.
Never did. Still covered in plastic and filled with flowers. So,
how about hours, guys? So we're talking about this week. There's going to be a lot of time to get out here. It's probably going to be pretty busy, a lot of time. So make sure you schedule it out. What are your guys' hours this Mother's Day weekend?
Yep. So we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 5, and then we are closed on Sunday.
And Sherry, you talked about this is your favorite weekend of the year, isn't it?
This is my favorite weekend,
and
yes.
we're going to dive into more what exactly is happening. Give us the thumbnail sketch of what people need to know right now just for Saturday.
save the date. We're going to have a great big tent out front. The kids can come, they can plant a flower, decorate the pot, then plant their flower, and they free.
Oh, I saw there's refreshments too. You guys
Oh,
are
my
taking care
goodness.
of us as the customers out here.
You bet. Refreshments, you bet.
Wow, so you can come out here, get yourself a good drink, spend a time in general is love language with your mom. So being able to go out there, spend some time, go around, let her pick out some things, have a little bit of fun. There's it feels like half a dozen greenhouses of selection for you.
Right, so there's lots for them to go see. The kids can go do the flower by themselves. We got good staff in there, or the parents can stay there with them, obviously, if they want to. And yeah, just enjoy the day.
How's that look? So like for the kids that are doing the flower exactly, I'm like a black thumb personally. So like, are you taking care of it too so that these kids aren't going to go home like me where the plant's already dead?
So are you saying you're going to put the plant in upside down, dirt to the top? Or?
Literally, my family bought my mom a bonsai tree a few years ago. It was dead within like a month. I'm like, it's impossible to kill a bonsai tree.
So we can help the kids get it planted right, but ultimately it's up to them how they water it and take care of it after that, right?
Hey, do you guys help at all? Like tell hey, this is where for this plant, this is how you're going to actually want to take care of it.
Not so much with the kids. We have sometimes over 400 kids come through there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not, you can't do a whole big lesson on the plants. And there's usually a tag that they can take home.
And so what are the hours you can come out on Saturday if a dad wants to maybe surprise mom and say, Mom, we're just gonna go run some errands. At what time can they come out?
We'll be set up and ready to go by 8. So 8 to 5.
Which is that? Because you can come on in. It's a $1,000 fine if you walk in front of the camera, though, on DailyDodgeTV. You're perfect.
All right, well, that's perfect. We're going to step aside for our first quick break. We have a lot to talk about today. So we're going to come back, highlight a little bit more about what Mother's Day weekend is going to look like here, what the options are. There's so much. I'm looking around. There's so much going on in here. We got a lot of questions for you guys. But that's going to be coming up on the other side of the break here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV. Mother's Day weekend. Wade and I are out here at Hoekstra's. Very excited right now. Again, we're sitting in just the main opening here where you have 6 greenhouses behind us. We have different hanging baskets, umbrellas. Point at the mic. Am I?
Wally sometimes gets excited and he walks away.
I'm looking around. I need to hold this like you do. It's a better idea. You're watching us on DailyDodgeTV. Actually hold it in front of me. I've got so much to look around and see here. It's hard not to be a little distracted. But Wade, we're here, Mother's Day weekend, big day. Well, first of all, what should we be looking at? We saw hanging baskets when we first came in. Those things look unbelievable, the craftsmanship. Well, what can you tell us about your hanging baskets?
So we have over 3,000, maybe more than that, hanging baskets. Just ready for you. We design them all ourselves. Actually, there's a girl named Vanessa that has worked for us in the past, still does to a certain degree, and she helped do a lot of the creating of the combination baskets. So when you see, your geraniums with your different accent plants or whatever, she's done a lot of that work for us, and yeah, then it's just a matter of putting it all together. And
that's all on computer.
Yeah.
Each one has a recipe. And then when the guys are ready to plant, they pull up this on the computer, and it says they need 2 of this, 2 of this, and 2 of this.
It's a lot of
and
planning in the
done.
off season.
So it's like almost like a recipe book,
Like a
so to
script,
speak.
right?
Yep.
Everything
And
is
then
scripted.
when those 5 baskets or whatever is done, then you swipe it, and then now it comes up 5 more.
So how has that changed over? How did it? Because people probably don't think of technology impacting, flower baskets. But can you talk about how that is just streamlined? Is it streamlined, or how it just has impacted how you put things together in the years that you've been here?
It's streamlined a lot from when we started,
Yeah.
right? It really helps us know how many plants to order, because you got ahead of time what you're gonna do for mixes instead of kind of winging it, right? And we know what works good. We know we've got a track record now of keeping track of if a mix wasn't as nice as we hoped it to. We can kick it out, we can make new ones, and just a kind of a track record of what's good and what people like. And trying to guess what people always want can be an ever-changing target, but we always got a good selection here. So.
But this used to be done fly by the seat of our pants. We'd have red geraniums, and we'd have all the different things that would go
The
with
accents.
geraniums,
Yep.
accent plants, and you just pick some of this and some of that. Yeah, it was.
Also, like different amounts every year. It was just like, hey, we need more red geraniums, or I'm feeling a little bit more of this, so we're gonna plant more of those this year.
We didn't have enough records then. And
sure.
Now we know exactly what we've got. We know orange is huge.
Yeah.
I heard Ninja talking on the way in. You asked specifically, what kind of flower are you looking for this year, Wade? Orange.
Yeah, no, it's because of I luckily have Rachel to help me out the last 3 or 4 years. I'm like, I don't know what I want here. Explain to me. And then she asks questions like, is it going to be put in sun-bearing side of the house? Is it going to be in the shade? Because I don't know, because I'm a dullard. And she has knocked it out of the park every time, where she's picked out something for my mom or my wife. And
that's what makes us different. We have extremely knowledgeable staff, and if they don't know, they don't just, lie to you. They'll just say, let me get somebody to help you.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, Wally, it's your show.
Well, this is amazing for me, because this is the first time I've been out here for a Mother's Day. And the first thing that everybody is walking around, how can we help you? You guys are helping us out. We're literally just bozos putting up a table, and you guys are trying to help us out. So I know you're going to be able to help everybody out with the flower selection too. How about you talked about the streamline aspect of this, the baskets. You guys plant those yourselves?
Everyone.
Every single one. We do not ship any in. So if somebody says, can you get me another basket that matches that? We'll look around, but we don't ship any in, so we can't say, oh, sure, we'll go order you another one.
How many people play a role in putting together the baskets?
Well, there's
5.
about 5 of us. Yep.
So, and again, how many are on campus? Do you think they have around the area at Hoekstra's? How many baskets do you think are on this property right now as we speak,
It's-
full of flowers?
I think it's closer to 6,000.
6,000.
6,000? I mean, in here alone, I'm just seeing the baskets without anything in it, where you can probably go home, plant your own stuff, or use it decorative however you want. But out there's all these different designs and things. How does that come to be? Is that you guys doing the baskets, or you bringing those in?
we bring the plastic basket
the
in.
varieties of the baskets.
Yeah,
he's
the
asking.
varieties of the baskets. Yeah, we
Yes.
bring all those in.
Because obviously the different types of baskets probably depend on where you are going to, where it's going to be placed, right? Whether it's a hanging basket or whether it's one that you're going to put out maybe as a decorative a basket out front, or maybe it's something that's going to be in the mixture of a bunch of different baskets so they all match.
Right, and then you got sunshade needs too. So different plants, different areas, right? And we can definitely help you figure that out. Just got to tell us what you have at your house, and we can lead you to the right baskets that'll.
Okay, that makes me feel better. So I wanted to know how much homework I have to do before I show up. If I'm like, hey, it's kind of a shaded area, that's about all I have for you. You're going to still be able to kind of at least push me in the right direction
Yep.
so I don't kill this thing like on day one.
Absolutely. Yep. Just so you know, if it's morning sun or afternoon sun, that is really important
that does
too.
play a big role.
Well, then what is the difference between if something's going to get sun in the morning as the sun rises, or it's going to get sun in the afternoon? What is the difference? How does that impact plants?
What's the temperature in the morning at about 8 o'clock when it's sunny, right? And
Okay.
then versus like the noon to 5. You think about that, like the heat of the day is the noon to 5, noon to 6, right? The hottest part of the day. That's the kicker with a lot of flowers. They can handle the morning sun. Not a lot of the flowers. Some of the flowers are designed to handle just like the morning sun, more shady, and then some are like all day hot sun, and some are a little in the between. It's just a little bit of everything.
I'm a little embarrassed to say that's the first time I actually have put that together. It makes so much sense when you say it. It's 10, 15 degrees warmer in the middle of the day. And
It's the heat of the day. That's the biggest thing.
And you know, people, they come in and they'll go, I can't grow a thing. Okay. Then you start asking questions. Where are you putting it? What are you putting there? Well, I'm sorry, you can't grow something like that in a sunny spot because it won't last, you know. So you steer them, but I want that one. Well, then you're going to have to find a stand and put it under a tree, or you have to put it out in the sun, which is possible.
We're at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse here on County Road A, just outside of Fox Lake here, getting ready for the big Mother's Day weekend here. It's the biggest weekend of the year out here. Hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people could be out here, right?
I would think
There will
Saturday?
be.
The weather's supposed to be pretty amazing, so.
Last year we had over 400 kids.
Kids, and usually they come with hopefully they come with at least one parent, Wally, right?
you would hope so. I mean, you've got like a full-on school here, 400 kids. How do you guys even like, have a workload to maintain all of that?
We have great staff to manage that. So.
We put a big tent out, and that helps a lot. And they just get drawn right to the tent. And my daughter-in-law, his wife, Courtney, she's a teacher, so she's perfect. You know, she put her in that setting, and she knows exactly how to do it.
I know, Wally, you said you were the black thumb, but I still remember as a kid, you know, you'd get the small flower that came in. It was almost like the ice cube tray, and you'd pick it out of something. Remember that as a little kid, and then you'd put it in your pot, and you think you were the greatest kid in the world, right?
And, you know, a lot of the parents, if it's a $200 plant, or if it's two little plants in a pot, it's just means the same thing to them.
It does, and fine. You know, I said most I think moms appreciate getting a flower on Mother's Day, don't they?
Yep.
You know, as a mom, you always appreciate. Now, but being you're in this business, would you appreciate getting a flower on Mother's Day? Or Steve, what did you have to do for Mom on Mother's Day?
Let me rest.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever got her a flower for Mother's Day. So
You're the rare exception to the rule.
rare exception to the rule. We're kind of by time Sunday hits and Mother's Day, we're
You're done.
tired. We're tired, right?
My wife Crystal always asks, "What do you want for Mother's Day?" She always says a clean house.
There you go.
You know, but then you always end up with. I think she's gotten, as long as you've been out here, she's gotten her mom, or my mom, and my wife have Hoekstra's fantastic hanging plants. My mom says that I think I got her an orange plant last year, and it was unbelievable. The flower. Do you remember which one I had last year? Yeah, you know, you can, and it was all year was there from, you know, Mother's Day all the way through, probably stuck around through Labor Day when you had to put it in, and you know, put it in when the weather starts getting colder. But it kept like refurbishing, and the flowers stayed vibrant, which is amazing how you can, you end up with flowers and mixes, because you think flowers they last even outside flowers. They're gonna have their peak and then they're gonna kind of fade away. It lasted all year long.
Right.
Well, we start with the baskets we have the most soil volume we can get in, and that helps. Mm-hmm. And then the soil we use is exceptional, and we sell the soil here too, the exact stuff we use.
Oh, you can just get the soil here. That's fantastic. And
Big bags and little bags.
Well, going into, again, these flowers here. So, like, for Mother's Day, what is it that makes flowers so special to moms? Like, that's something that I've never actually been able to put my pinpoint finger on, but there's something different about it.
I think it's just an appreciation, right? You give her a gift and she can watch it grow and watch it all summer long. It's just something special.
Oh, sorry, Wade. The thing is, I love, too, that it's not, you can get flowers here, like Wade was saying, that you can plant that these are lasting for a long time. These aren't the ones that got the cut stems that 7 days later, all of a sudden, it's all over the table. It's more of a hassle for mom than it is a reward.
And we've got perennials, so that will last longer.
Yep, if they
And
wanted a year after year. Yeah.
Yep, and if they're really get out there and they are so confused, get her a gift certificate. And when she comes back, we'll help her.
Let mom make the decision.
Well, that's exactly, because there's some moms that, they appreciate you giving them something, but if they can pick out what they like and they know it's going to match, whether it be on the deck or they know it's on the...
Some people are very fussy.
So, but that's why you have a great staff here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse. Again, as we're broadcasting live, WBEV Hometown today. Again, big Mother's Day. Saturday is the day, right, Sherry?
It is the day. The sun is going to be out. It's going to be 70 degrees, and the big tent's coming out, refreshments, and my little people. I love my little people.
You're can I say you're everyone's grandma?
I am.
On Saturday?
Yep, Grandma Sherry.
400 kids last year. They're going to come out. You said they can paint or like actually decorate their potted plants as well for mom.
They decorate a little 4-inch pot, and then they can put stickers on it or markers or whatever.
Everything that you do homemade for mom too. It was something about,
Exactly.
it's the effort that moms want.
Yep.
So come out here, put a little effort in. That's what matters here. We're going to step aside here one more time for another quick break here. Come back. We got plenty. Well, we have actually hour and a half left here. We have so much to talk about. I keep looking around like a little kid in a candy store right now. There's so much in this initial plaza, and there's 6 more greenhouses, maybe more. Is there more than 6? You got a nod. How many do you guys have?
So there's 7 that people can shop in. Sure. And we got some production houses.
You can maybe talk about the evolution of the greenhouses too, because I remember you guys get the sparkle in your eye when we've been here and you talked about adding greenhouses and you talked about how that has expanded over the
we can
years
talk
as
about
well.
timeline when we do things too.
Well, that's perfect. We'll do that right on the other side of the break here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Thank you very much, Kale. We are back out here hometown today live at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse at N10348 County Road A in Fox Lake. Big Mother's Day weekend. Biggest weekend of the year for you guys. No, we were talking a little bit before about greenhouse. I want to dive in a little bit more about the evolution there. But before we do that, we kind of poked around a little bit. We saw your potting shed. What exactly is that in there? What does that entail?
Well, I have a potting shed, and in there is some swimming pools that we put soil in. And it's a place where, let's say if a customer comes and they have a big planter or a small planter, and they just want it filled, they can come and pick out their plants, and we'll help them plant it, or they can do it themselves, and then they leave the mess here.
Oh, so they don't have to worry about doing that at home, clean
Right.
up. It's right there in the potting shed. You're good to go.
Yep.
How important, because that's something that maybe people just think you throw something in the dirt and then you water it and you go, but how important is it to correctly pot something, and what are some keys to correctly potting, whether it be a flower or a vegetable? Probably different for flowers and vegetables, or is it the same?
They don't put a lot of vegetables in pots.
Okay. That's what
So-
I learned. Okay. Tomato plant, maybe. Oh, see, I had a tomato
We do
plant.
have that.
I had a tomato plant on my deck at one point. That's what I was thinking
Yep.
about that. Okay.
But it's, you start with asking them, are you going to see it from all the way around, or is it kind of going to be up against your deck or something, and you're only going to see it from kind of three sides? If they're going to only see it from three sides, then let's put something taller in the back. Why hide some spillers in the back when you're not going to see them?
Kind of showcase it instead. You can make them so it's symmetrical, right, round, or you can showcase them to
what-
show the direction that you want
What's
to
a
be.
spiller?
Okay, a spiller is something that spills over the side of the pot.
Okay, so it's something that's going to say
It trails.
So, if, like, for example, like I had the orange plant I got my mom, I think, last year. Is that one where if you're hanging it, it will? I'm looking right behind us. You're right. You can kind of see that on Daily Dodge.
a spiller.
Okay, so it's going to spill up over the top and kind of hang down a little bit.
And then the geraniums in this planter are the fillers, because
Okay.
it fills it up. And then there's a thriller, and that would be something taller.
The salvia in the middle is a
Okay,
thriller.
the
You
thriller.
You don't always need a thriller in it.
Okay.
Or you can do all spillers.
Kind of depends where you want to go with it. Yeah.
But most of the time, I imagine if you're going that symmetrical look, it's got to be probably thriller, filler, and then spiller on the outside.
You
You
got
bet.
it.
Wow, look at that.
Wally's got some time. Going to hire Wally.
I don't know.
I don't know. A black thumb, does that work well in a greenhouse?
No.
Wally, I could see Wally as a
He's
flower guy, though.
He's got the gift of gab. He'll be a good customer service. He'll work with the customers well, I bet.
You guys just keep me out of the greenhouses. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Just
Wally
put
can
a
be in
lock
charge
on the
of the
door.
statues, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
That's more like it. I can do that.
Okay, Wally, I was doing the tour here with Sherry in the break, and one of the things I saw was those black petunias. Tell me about that, because there's like a whole long, and I'm going to post some pictures here at the news break at the top of the hour. They have black petunias.
Yep, we have black petunias. People, I thought, that's crazy. I don't know. I'm not sure if I like them, but you put black with yellow, or black with, we've got white with just a little bit of black lines in it. My little grandson, he's 5, and he goes, Grandma, why would you put black flowers in your greenhouse? And
It's for the black thumb people.
It
I
is.
mean,
That's for me right there. Exactly. Well, you get the pop then, I imagine, with that white or yellow in there as well.
yep,
Is
beautiful.
Is that so? That's something you never had here before?
We've had it, but not to this degree.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot, because I remember when I was younger, and you turn, nowadays 40 is a totally different age, but when we were kids, you turned 40, it was like, oh my good, one foot in the grave, and so everybody would give you black roses or black flowers on your 40th birthday. That was the only time you ever saw them, really.
Yep, now I have them.
Not happening now, so there's plenty of those out there, and it's, I kind of want to wish I had a place. I think I want some of those for my yard, but I have to figure out where to put them.
Okay, maybe we can find a basket.
Are there
with
any
them.
baskets that have black flowers in them?
Rachel, can you try and find us a basket
Well-
with black flowers?
What? Okay. Oh, well, see, but then what would my wife think if I brought her a basket full of black flowers for Mother's Day?
Dude, it could go either way. Yeah, it might be like, wow, these are
love it
gorgeous.
or
Or,
hate it.
yeah, what are you saying about me?
Is she over 40?
Is she over 40 was
over
the question.
No, she's not. She's 29.
No, my wife is 25. Yes.
Nicely done. Well said.
So, but it's amazing the wide variety. If somebody comes in here and asks for a certain type of flower or arrangement, odds are with 6,000 flower arrangements here that you might have it on file?
You know, there's some things that we don't
Yeah.
grow because we don't have good luck.
Sure.
But there's also a lot of things that we grow that nobody else grows.
Yes.
And what we have this year is one of my reps came to us and she said, do you want to have the sneak peeks for 2026 in here? You know, like she literally sent 400 cuttings of like things that are only going to be out next year.
Like
Right.
pictures
Like-
of these? Or
like
something?
No,
in
the real
greenhouse-
thing.
No, the real thing in the greenhouse. So it's like a sneak peek of what's coming for 2026. So we got 400 different
Varieties.
pots, not different varieties, but different pots, different plants, right? That we can show you what's coming for next year and see if you like it.
Here's what's coming down the pipeline.
How do you guys decide what you are going to be bringing from one year to another? Like that's got to be a fun process for you.
So we have a lot of we do a lot of the same, right? You know what works, and then we always try to throw something new. And this whole seeing what's ahead for 2026, and we'll do it again for 2027, right? Just to see new varieties, new colors, new things that are coming down the pipeline. That's
I think
kind
there's
of
only
exciting for us.
2 in the state of Wisconsin that got that offer.
Wow, that's fantastic. You have to have like a favorite one that's new this year.
I do.
What is that this year?
It's called the ageratum.
An ageratum.
Yes. And of course, we don't have very many because I think we only got 36 of them or something like that. But it's an ageratum. It's a little purplish flower, very tiny. The flower itself is kind of tiny. And then it is a magnet for butterflies.
Oh, so you're kind of getting a 2-for-1. You get the
Yep.
great flower itself, and then you can probably hope on counting on some butterflies
Right.
coming in.
You know, that is one of the things that when people do plant gardens or flower beds and such, you talk about. A lot of times it's the beauty, but also you want to attract some of those type of things, the monarchs or just the regular butterflies in general. And there are
Hummingbirds is
The
a big thing.
hummingbirds, too.
the hummingbirds as well. Are the hummingbirds, are they back yet?
Yes, there's been some back.
So what somebody with a hummingbird to what kind of flowers attract the hummingbird?
Fuchsia, that's a
Okay.
huge. And like a petunia with like a throat. You know, the petunias kind of have
Okay.
that throat on them. And red is really attracts the hummingbirds. But most petunias, because they can get their little beaks in those right into the flower.
How about on the spin of that? If you're trying to say, I just want the flowers, but I want as minimal interaction with the rest of the world, what are we going to be looking for there?
Black.
Coming from a black thumb guy.
Yeah, well, exactly.
We just need you to grow them. Then.
I'm scared. I'm like, if I'm ruining the plants, the last thing I need is to ruin other things in nature as well. I feel like I'm just like a magnet for that.
You're not going to wreck them.
There are plants that I could steer you to, and I would say you will have a success.
Ooh, I like that. So you can kind of get your best of both worlds on that front.
Yep, and you know, it's important to water, but you can overwater it. That's almost more deadly.
And that's where my problem is I'm trying so hard to keep these plants alive. How do I go about that? Where if there are plants that are harder to like kill, so to speak, are you able to point me in the right direction on that?
Absolutely.
Good.
We are at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse here on County Road A, just outside of Fox Lake. Biggest weekend of the year. Their huge Mother's Day celebration, May 9th and 10th, including Saturday coming on out to bring your kid. If your dad out there, grandpa, bring your child out here. You can make a flower, bring it home, bring it for grandma or mom or your sister if you want, or anybody you want. You can make a flower and make their weekend.
They usually have a limit of 1.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. You choose who you want to make it for.
Yep.
And you can come on out because you mentioned last year 400, Wally, 400 kids.
So literally a school.
Do you think about all the impact that you make on Mother's Day, though, when you know you have 400 kids out here? There are 400 homes that a child with a smile on their face brings it in, and it's probably the greatest thing in the world that they made for mom on Mother's Day.
My jaw hurt so bad that day because all I do is smile. I just love that day. It's my little people day.
Well, not only that, you're probably bringing these kids in and all of a sudden fall in love with growing things. And
Maybe.
falling in love with the actual process because you have the potting station. We're going to have to jump back to that too. You can do it yourself, so to speak here.
We've had kids that have potted plants for their mom, and now they are bringing their kids.
Oh, so it's just kind of
Been doing it
passed
that
on.
long that we got generations now that have been doing it. Yeah.
I would like after the break too to jump back, just talk about a little bit of the history here.
Yep.
Because this has been an establishment. We've been here, I think you said we've been close to 5 years doing the remotes in a row with you.
How long do you think we've been coming out here?
I would think probably 7, 8,
Yeah,
9.
Wow, it's
I-
been that long
I've been
now.
probably the last four or five.
Four with you, and then
Yeah.
we had
Other people-
Brenda,
yeah.
and maybe before that.
Brenda was out here
Yeah.
probably a little bit, and some others. So yeah, we've had.
I bet it's close to 10.
Yeah, it's probably close to a decade here. We still have to talk about the different greenhouses because I had a chance to go through theirs, Wally. There's so much to talk about here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse, getting ready for Mother's Day. Every mother will have a smile on their face if they bring something home from Hoekstra's.
I hope so.
They will. I know that. And we're going to talk about more of those smiles that you can be bringing home to mom on the other side of break here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. We're out here at Hoekstra's in Fox Lake, and it's Mother's Day weekend. Big weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Huge.
Nope.
Or Saturday, excuse me. The 9th
Friday,
and the 10th.
Saturday.
Then went
Friday,
backwards. I started doing Mother's Day in my head and just like making it go there. Get this ahead of Mother's Day. So we're Friday and Saturday, excuse me. And big celebration. Bring your kids out here. They can pot plants. Make your own special celebration for mom. There's so many selections out here as well. But this has been going on for a long time. And I want to talk about in this segment the history here at Hoekstra's. When did this come to be? When did you guys decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, Glenn was a hog farmer, and I worked as a teller at a bank, and then we started having kids, and I couldn't honestly grow a flower in the house. It kind of would always die. And then when we put up our first big greenhouse, it was a wooden structure, and I looked in the rafters and I thought, maybe I could do that.
Wow. So
And that was, and
the
I never
first-
had schooling or nothing. It was we had a lot of trial and errors. We've had a few blunders.
And the
but
first greenhouses were put up to start our veggie transplants because that was kind of the biggest thing. We were doing vegetables in the field.
And that's how it all started. You
Yeah.
doing veggie transplants first time with your own little greenhouse. You're like, I can do this. This is fun, and I'm enjoying it.
So it started with a seed and a dream and a lot of nudges from God. He said, you can do this.
So when you mentioned, you kind of got it going as well, with to kind of help pay for school and things like that. But did you think when you even did that though? I mean, at what point did you be like, holy smokes, this has really grown into quite the project that we're doing? It's more than just like a small thing. It turns into like a pretty major company here that you guys are doing. Was there a kind of time where like, holy cow, we got something really cool going on?
Yeah, so it kind of just kept on evolving, right? Like we had one greenhouse, then we put up a 50-foot structure, thinking, we'll just try this. Then we put up 100-foot, and then we added 50 feet to the next for the one previous. So
And
it just
each
kept going on
time
and
I would
going on.
say, that's it.
Yeah, right.
Because I'll
done
never
after
fill
this.
this. I'll never fill this house.
Yeah, and 2004 is when we built this building here and the one greenhouse right behind. That was the big jump where we needed a retail center. We were trying to sell over the end of a greenhouse, and we didn't have much parking, and we were outgrowing that really quick. And so 2004 we made a big step into this. The greenhouse was all computerized for when it gets too warm, it opens vents automatically how far they want it to. So that was a big improvement at that point.
It's kind of like me looking at the cookies. I keep saying that's it. Every time I eat a cookie in front of me.
right.
Sherry, did you make those again today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, and Wally, I've had 3 of them already.
Oh, I was going to say, I literally popped a button on my shirt earlier today. I'm already worried to go in. I might have a second or third button popping off. They look really good, Wade.
No, but you mentioned 2004 when you built this, the building that we're kind of when you walk in, it's the first thing you walk through, and it's amazing. That's like 21 years ago.
Isn't that
it amazing
crazy?
how
It's
fast-
hard to
fast-
believe how fast that time flies.
No, it is. But again, there's always something unique, and at some point we'll probably talk about this building because there's flowers all over in your greenhouses. But there's so many unique things. As I get older, I become a birdhouse guy, and I ask for birdhouses and bird feeders, and I'm sitting here looking across, like, oh, that one would be good for the yard. Maybe Father's Day. I let the kids know to come on out. But can you talk about the birdhouses I'm seeing in here?
Well, that's a lot of that is done by a gentleman. He kind of does it as a hobby,
Sure.
and he brings them here, and we sell them, and yeah.
When did you start adding stuff like this into the besides just flowers?
Once we got the market here, where we had
Right.
room to do
To have other
honey
items.
and syrup, maple syrup, and all the fertilizer.
Statues, too. We have one, if you're watching on Daily Dodge YouTube page, Ninja is going to be buying this. He's like, box it out. Do not let this fall. I'm taking this home with me today. Statues, too. It looks like you have a wide selection, and not only of like things like Baby Yoda, but like garden gnomes and things like that as well.
Oh, you should see out there.
Well, we'll go up
Outside, there's
Right.
there's big dogs and lions and
Oh, we get the big lions involved.
During the break, while they go out back and we can talk a little bit more about the statue, because you're going to be amazed that everything but the peeing cherub that I want is out there right now.
Everything
We have to
on-
find that peeing cherub just to satisfy you, I think.
No, but like I said, I just love statues, and I got to find a place to put some sort of a statue in my house. That's what I want to talk about. How you go about finding those yard, what technically lawn ornaments, garden ornaments. What's the official term for just statues?
We call it statuary, yeah.
The statue area.
Well, yeah, again, I'm going to take a look out there right after. But jumping back to Wade, what you were talking about with the expansion, the growth since 2004, you're up to 7 greenhouses now. Is
Yep.
that where
So-
we're capping it? Or
So you never really know. 3 years ago, 3 years ago, we put up. We added 7,200 square feet, and that's where like all them baskets you were talking about earlier, the big combination baskets, the fancy baskets we'll call it, premium ones. We built that with those in mind because it gives them more space to grow. Made the drip lines a little further in between, so they would have room to grow.
When we get some more time, maybe we'll talk about how it goes into putting up a greenhouse and what kind of technology is in there to make sure everything stays as beautiful as it is here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse. Big Mother's Day weekend, Friday and Saturday. Door prizes, refreshments, flowers for Mom Wally.
door prizes too. I didn't even hear about that yet. What are the
Well,
door
yeah.
prizes looking like?
oh, we got hanging baskets, we've got gift certificates, statue maybe or two.
Well, you come out here for Mother's Day, you might not even be spending too much. You're going to be getting a gift basket and then go out and you have all this stuff here with that as well. We got a ton of pictures you can go up looking on Facebook as well. Get a look before you get in here. This place is gorgeous, guys.
Well, when we put up our last couple houses, we wanted to take care of our customers, so we have wide aisles. We spent a little extra money on all the cement, but we want it customer friendly
Yep.
and to protect our customers from falling You know, we always keep that in the back of our mind, but yeah, it's very customer friendly here.
All right, well, we're going to step aside here for a break here just in one moment. Over here, we're talking about, again, door prizes. We got refreshments. We have Mother's Day deals on Friday and Saturday. Can we go over again for people that might have missed, what are the hours going to look like on Friday and Saturday this week?
Yep, Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and then Saturday will be 8 to 5.
Hey, so you got a full day. Make sure you plan around it. There's a lot to do. We've already, every time we go to break, we lose each other. Wade's running around. He's looking in one place. I'm going in another place. It's a little bit chaotic because there's so much to do. We only have 2 hours. So we got one more to go here, Wade. So we'll have to hit that here on the other side of the break. A lot to talk about here on Hometown Today here from Hoekstra's in Fox Lake. This is Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse at N10348.
County Highway
County
A.
Highway. Oh,
Kale's talking on the radio right now.
He must be doing it first and third.
Well, I'll take your picture quick. Everybody smile. Perfect.
Just like was like 3 seconds behind me saying the exact same thing. I was like,
You look confused. I thought maybe I better help you.
yeah, right. Finish the address
what
here.
is going on?
Because all of a sudden it's a different voice saying the same thing Wally was saying.
I meant we'll do that in the third too then.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Kale. We are back here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse, N10348 County Road A in Fox Lake for the big Mother's Day celebration this Friday and Saturday here. That is the 9th and 10th. Very excited to be out here. There's a lot going on. Starting to see the tent actually get set up for Saturday where the kids can come out and actually decorate their own little potting or 4-inch potting, what is it, pot? Potting pot.
Decorate the
pot.
pot and plant a flower for their mom. Yep.
Trying to do the double pot. It kind of
Yeah.
through me up there a little bit.
Wally, I think, is willing to help put up the tent here today. Wally got nothing going on after the show, right?
Yeah, you tell me what to do. I'm ready to put in some man hours here for you.
You know, it's amazing. You know, people are busy Thursday afternoon. People have been in and out, but getting vegetables, flowers, whatever they need to get here. It's probably happening in place this time of year, isn't there?
Yeah, and when the weather's as nice as it is, it really helps too. Gets everybody kind of in the mood.
Well, and we are going to be once again joined by Sherry here in a little bit, but now we actually welcome on Rachel. We're her.
Morning.
You're the right-hand person here on
That's
the
what I've
squad.
been told, yeah.
So we got to talk about what geraniums,
No, we're going to talk about perennials.
perennials.
Yeah.
They're too close in my brain.
No,
I'm
they're
bad with
completely
that.
separate.
That's good. That's why we have the expert here.
A
I think the same
geranium
one.
is an annual, which means it only lasts for 1 year. Up in Wisconsin, we have something called a winter. And that'll kill them, okay? A perennial is a flower that will come back next year, hopefully.
So I have a question about that. So say if we all decided, Hoekstra's decided to open up a store in Texas, annuals or whatever would just stay.
Yep. So there's different zones. There's different zones, and we're a colder climate,
Yeah.
so we're zone 5. We're zone 5, and it goes all the way to 10. So
Sure.
if you're living southern Florida, you're gonna have a lot more options for planting
like,
flowers.
So like, what's an example of an annual that you'd have in Wisconsin?
And anything inside of our greenhouses is an annual.
So if I would plant that today,
Yep.
next May would it still be in
No.
the ground? No,
No.
they only lifespan.
One season, yeah.
One season. So how does it
Yeah.
know the season though?
How does it know? Well, when it gets cold, they don't like to
But
be
if it doesn't
cold,
get
and they're
cold
just gonna
in
die.
Texas, if it's-
Well, that's true. So in Texas,
That's what
they
I'm
would
saying.
maybe last longer.
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Would it just continually be there, or is there a lifespan? For it?
I would say there's maybe a lifespan for some things.
Okay.
They just get old and tired, just like the rest of us, I guess.
Well, then how did the perennials, the things that do come back, how do they actually do that? Do they kind of like hibernate, so to speak?
Yeah, yep. They go dormant in the winter, and then in the spring you'll start seeing them turn green again.
How do they
So-
survive in like zero? We know how cold it gets up here in Wisconsin.
The roots,
That's,
right?
that's just the way that they're made, I guess. Yeah.
That's crazy.
What are some
So-
popular perennials that people will get here at Hoekstra's?
We do sell a lot of. I got my list here to kind of see, just kind of a little of everything. Lavender is a big one. It repels mosquitoes, and people love that.
Oh, I
Yep,
do love
lavender.
that.
We sell a lot of lavender. And it smells great. We do a lot of like the black-eyed Susans, clematis, dianthus.
So is lavender something?
Hostas.
If you have like a fire pit,
Yeah.
or something like that, if you plant lavender,
Plant some lavender, man.
around that, and at
Yeah.
night or whatever, that'll kind of help.
It'll help get rid of them. Yeah.
I didn't even know that there's certain flowers that repel them. Are
Yep.
there other flowers?
Lemongrass is another one.
Lemongrass
So,
and
yeah.
lavender. So load
Yeah.
up on that. Try to get rid
Yeah.
of some of these nasty mosquitoes up
Yes.
Did you say the hostas too?
Hostas don't repel,
yeah.
but we sell a lot of hostas. Yeah.
Hostas are like my one with flower they did on my own.
Yeah.
We transplanted some hostas from my mother-in-law's house, and she told me to plant them so many feet apart.
Uh-huh.
When we moved into our house, and I did it, Wally, and they came up and they're like perfectly because you don't want to plant them too close because hostas can kind of
They get big. Yeah.
Yeah, so all of a sudden they're like perfectly. There's like 6 of them right in a row that grow perfect, and that was like the highlight of my green thumbing of my life.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you. I'm just looking for a pat. on
You
the
wanted
back.
Little
validation.
validation here,
That's
right?
exactly
Okay, I'm
validation.
here
Thanks.
for you.
Rachel, how long have you been here?
This is my 20th year.
Wow.
I know I don't look a day older than 21,
No, I
but
was
yeah.
gonna say, you started
No,
in
kidding.
4K.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a funny story. So I actually grew up on a dairy farm, and I milked cows in a 1,100 cow parlor operation from when I was in high school until I was about ready to pop with my first daughter. And so I took kind of a year off of working, and Glenn talked to my husband at church one day after church, and he said, "Hey, we need some extra help until the college girls come back from school. And you think Rachel would be interested?" And well, the college girls haven't come back yet because I'm still here. So here I am. So that was 20 years ago.
Well, and we've been coming back nearly 10 years, so like we kind of get an inside scoop of it, what makes this place special. But what has kept you here for 20 years? What separates this place from so many others in the area?
It's a beautiful place to work. I like what I do. I like who I work for and who I work with. So yeah, we're kind of a family here. You know, there's a lot of the Hoekstra family that work here, but Kyle, he just walked in here. Kyle and I have been here a long time too, and kind of feel like part of the family too.
Well, absolutely. We're talking with Steven and Rachel right now from Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse. Big Mother's Day a celebration on Friday and Saturday.
That's right.
Your mom, you
right.
said, so getting flowers from you, and is it still kind of like something you don't want to deal with at this
Well,
point?
no, my kids don't get me flowers either. My oldest daughter actually works here too, and she's coming home from college
good for
today
her.
actually, so she'll be working this weekend too, and it's nice to just be able to spend the day with her.
Great
with
way
her
to
too.
celebrate
Yeah.
Mother's Day.
How many
Yep.
perennials do you think you have on campus here?
Oh,
Thousands.
well, so we ordered some in a couple weeks ago, and we thought, man, we should get some more in for the Mother's Day weekend, and then I put them all out on display out there, and I thought, well, we don't really have a lot of room, but now people have been buying, so next week we're going to get some more. I can't tell you how many we have off the top of my head, though.
When is the tip? Obviously, Wisconsin weather plays a role, but when typically does things start to ramp up and heat up here? Where you really start people thinking about, I got to get things in the ground, whether it be you sell tomatoes here, but just flowers. When do people start really thinking about that here in Wisconsin?
When the weather gets nice.
Okay.
Yep.
The first real nice weekend.
Yep. So we've been busy this week because it's been very nice. The first couple weeks we were open, it was manageable. We weren't terrible busy because it was cold or rainy or windy or all of the things.
Or all the above, right?
Well, how do you kind of juggle that where you might get a really nice day in early April, but you're so worried about that first, like a frost coming back?
We do kind of tell, and we do kind of tell people like, hey, I would at least take them in overnight. You know, we're going to have cold nights here yet. They're used to being in the really warm greenhouse. They're not used to being 40, 50 degrees even, you know. So
Yeah.
it would shock them if you take them out of the nice greenhouse and put them in the 40-degree day. They wouldn't be happy. So.
And you know, after the long winter, a lot of people that are coming in that April month, they're looking, right? They're trying to get ideas, feeling good, right? Come in here, see all the colors, see stuff that's alive, green. Then that they're getting a game plan for what they want to do.
We're here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse. We're going to step aside for a quick break. We're going to have to come back and talk some of the statuary. We kind of hinted at that before. We have Ninja said he's going to be buying here in front of us.
Yoda.
We got Baby Yoda, and I'm going to have to, during this break, run around. I got to get kind of a tour of this so we can come back and talk a little bit about this on the other side of the break here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV. We're from Hoekstra's right now, Market and Greenhouse, with the big Friday and Saturday Mother's Day event coming up. And guys, this is, again, something that we're kind of highlighting all day. We're looking around. We're surrounded by beautiful flowers. There's 7 greenhouses we've been walking through. A million options. Some of the options, too, if you're even not, like me and my family, black thumbs, there's other great things that you can do to make your garden look gorgeous. Statues. And there's a ton of different types out there. I was blown away during the break walking around. There's a ton of different varieties. How do you come to get all these things?
So we order from a place in Ohio, from Kilbuck, which I just had to look it up.
Yeah.
We don't know where Killbuck is, but apparently in the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna find it.
Okay.
We're finding Killbuck, Ohio.
So we get a shipment every year, just once a year. If you come out and you don't see what you want, we have this nice book here that you can look through and we can order it for the next year. So yeah, if you don't see what you like, we can possibly get something in for you.
So you have like a catalog
We
right
do.
there.
We have a nice catalog, yeah.
And you can just dive through. And again, you can't
Yep.
have like order this for the year in
Yep,
advance.
yep.
It's on Highway 62, kind of between Akron and Columbus, Wally.
Oh, I was going to say that's Amish country out there in Ohio. I know all about that. Not Killbuck, though. I got to add that to the rotation out back in the homeland. How do you come to decide things like this? So, like, Ninja's a big Star Wars guy. We got baby Yodas. I saw bigger ones out there, too.
Yeah, I think we have a couple Yodas. Sherry and I kind of sit down at the end of the year and we kind of look at what we have left, and we look through the catalog and kind of compare it to what we've had in the years before. Or if they have anything new, we'll maybe get a few new things in. But we ordered about 300 new pieces. A lot of those pieces were big pieces. We were kind of short on bird baths and benches, so that takes up a lot of space on the truck, and we didn't get quite the number that we maybe usually do, but the truck was full.
Is there a key to a bird? If people want bird baths in their their gardens, is there a key to like putting a bird bath in a certain place, or what you have to do? Is there a lot of maintenance on the bird bath?
I have no maintenance on my bird bath.
Okay, what did you just set it out there and make sure there's water in it?
Well, I don't even put water in it, to be
It's
honest with
rain.
you, because
Okay.
I don't have time to do that stuff, Wade.
No, so basically, bird
In
bath.
the winter, yeah, we recommend you either tipping it over or taking it inside, because if ice forms in that bird bath, it's prone to crack, and then your bird bath is useless. So
Typically, what are statues made out of? What are there
the
different
concrete.
options?
These are
they're all
concrete. Yep. Yep. This place, it's called Wilson's, again from Ohio. They make the best that we can find. They are very good, high quality. We don't have much for anything breaking through the year, and it gets handled quite a bit, and we have very little pieces that break. So.
Sure. Well, I was going to say the yard gnome is something that I think it always you looked at. You know, are those popular? The yard gnome's popular. Do people like to throw those all over?
I feel like they were popular more a couple years
Okay.
ago. I think Wade really had his eye on the gnome that said no peeing in the pool.
Yes, exactly.
But unfortunately, I did go out to look to see if we had one, and
next
I
year.
don't. So
2026 when
so
we're here.
I'm gonna write it down. We're gonna order a gnome that says no peeing in the pool just for Wade.
I have to run it by my wife if I actually can bring it home though first.
It's maybe that's a little bit bigger than Yoda there. It's not that big.
So it's not
That's
like
a small guy.
So it's not like have to bring a trailer and they say, honey, we're putting the gnome.
we don't need a trailer for the
Okay,
for the
so
gnome.
something
yeah.
like that, I think you could just sneak in and
You
put
could
it in
sneak in. Maybe she wouldn't notice it.
Oh,
Sure,
I
have
think
to
later,
ask
too.
for forgiveness later instead
Yeah.
of permission kind of
Right.
thing. Hey,
Yeah.
look, we
And,
were out of
you know,
Hoekstra
if he
today.
doesn't keep his receipt, he can't return it.
Exactly. Good point. But
Yeah.
but different sizes, probably depending on what people are looking for, and different types of animals are huge in the sculptures too now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they are. Somebody will come in if their dog passed away or something like that, and they'll find a statue that looks like their pup and kind of, for that to remember them. So.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
other than like for bird baths or things where you mentioned where if you don't want them to crack, bring it inside in the winter with
Yeah.
the rain. Is there
Yep.
anything else that I have to do to make
You
sure?
don't have to do anything else to them.
Really?
Yep, you don't. Some people like to paint them. We've had customers send us pictures of cool things that they've painted, and I'm always amazed at that. They got a talent for it.
Is there a certain, obviously, it's probably in your own personal likes if you end up with a statue, where you place it in your garden, or even if it's just like on your stones or something like that
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
front, to just make it work, find something that fits into your architecture.
Yep, you can put it wherever you want it.
Well, and how long do these typically last? Because I've seen some of these, like you drive by a neighborhood and you find one, it like sticks in your head.
Sure.
And it's there for like 15, 20 years.
I've had a bench out, and I'll be honest, I don't take it in it.
Okay.
And during the winter, I've had a bench out by my place for I think 15 years.
So
And
benches-
it still looks great. So.
Benches
Yeah.
are another cool thing to have
Yeah.
add to your, especially if you have a bigger garden. How big of a garden do you have?
Well,
with a
I
bench?
don't really have a. Big
But you just have a
garden.
bench?
I have a tree and kind of a berm
So
there,
the
so I
bench
just have the bench.
which
as
is
kind of
which
the
is
centerpiece
nice.
of it.
Again, things at Hoekstra's that you can find here for Mother's Day. They'd love some sort of a statue, right?
They would
A
love
bench.
they would love a bird bath or a bench or all sorts of things.
Well, you can't kill two birds with one stone. You get a flower that maybe brings in the hummingbirds. You get a bird bath
Yeah.
over there. You kind of bring the whole
Right.
nature right into your backyard.
All of the birds.
All of the
All
birds.
of the birds. Yes.
Well, I want to also talk about. So we just talked about statues. We talked a little bit before about the selection here. Friday and Saturday. What is that really going to look like here? This
I
is going
just
to be
love
crazy.
it. I love it when it's busy and I'm running around helping customers out in the greenhouse. I'll come into the market here if they get backed up and help them kind of catch up. And we can check people out very quickly. We have a great system. We have girls and Laura and I, we really know what we're doing on the register. We can check out a lot of people in just a few minutes. So, if the line is long,
What, Sherry's
have
like, what
to-
about me?
Sherry's great. She knows that when it's busy, she should not touch the cash register.
Rachel's not going to make it to year 21, is she?
Oh, I will, because Steve will vouch for me. Steve's not going to let me go.
Nope.
But yeah, when it's busy, Sherry is great out there with customers, and she likes to talk. She loves to pull the kids into the tent and say, hey, let's go plant a flower for your mom. We just love it.
Sherry, I'm going to personally ask that you check me out. Okay?
No, Sherry does a great job. She loves to talk to people though. So sometimes we just got to keep her moving. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. We love Sherry. We do.
Well, and it sounds like the kids are going to love it here, too. You get to bring your mom out for this Mother's Day
Well,
weekend.
no, Dad has to bring the kids
Yeah.
out. Leave Mom
It's a
at
surprise,
home.
Wally.
Wouldn't you want to also, you can kind of make it a best of
Well, you
both worlds.
could,
Like,
but
the
yeah,
dad,
we
the
love
dad
it.
can hang out in the tent and
We
the mom can go
we
shop.
love watching the
Kill two
dads with the
birds.
little kids, and it's funny because they have no idea what Mom wants for Mother's Day.
You must have a million questions come in on Friday
I
and
do,
Saturday.
and,
Like,
and
what
the
do I
people,
get?
They don't know if it's for sun or for shade, or they don't know what color Mom's favorite color is. So then we just highly suggest a gift card at that point.
I've been there, though, and Rachel did find something that worked out.
Yeah, I got a couple sitting here, Wade. This is just a couple that I went out and got, and we can go take a look later
I
on,
trust
and
you. I trust you.
and
I have
we
two
can
to,
find something cool for you.
I have two to buy. One for
Two to
mom,
buy.
One for mom and one for
for the
mom.
wife.
Yeah,
Okay.
mom
All
and
right.
mom.
Well, I got a couple that have enough orange in there. They're easy to take care of. They both like the sun, so.
Well, once I hand them off,
It's over. It's
over.
Taking care of is out of my
Yeah, but
responsibility.
you don't want to be the guy that gave your mom a flower that she really has to work at.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Yeah.
Justin the Ninja Wilski, our wonderful videographer today, and I got here early to set up, and he was telling me last year when he came in and he was talking to you, you were like, all right, Wade, let's figure out, like, what do you want? What do you need? Like, what is she looking for? Orange.
Yes.
Dude, that's
And we found orange.
Well, because I think 2 years ago you suggested orange. And
I did. It was great. I love the
a huge
orange.
hit. It was a huge hit.
Yeah. I love
But
orange.
the base level questions I imagine on Friday and Saturday from the dads and from the kids like me or whatever, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
She
no,
likes this color, I guess.
We have so many beautiful things in the greenhouse. I would have a hard time finding something that's
Somebody's
ugly.
gonna come in
right?
and ask, where do I plant the homegrown asparagus? Which you technically could
Hey,
do.
we do have asparagus plants out there too in the perennial section. So if somebody wants to start their own asparagus patch, they sure can do that. But we have our own homegrown asparagus. We have a patch that's a few years old, so we're really starting to pick a lot out of it right now.
You know where I started liking asparagus? And we got an air fryer. I love throwing asparagus in the air fryer.
Get a little crunch
and
to it.
crisping it up like
Sure.
French fries, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Yeah, we also have some homegrown rhubarb here. Vicky, who you know, Vicky, she's got a patch at home, so she's been bringing us some rhubarb. Looks delicious. She brought us a rhubarb dessert yesterday. It
Sherry-
was amazing.
Sherry showed me the biggest tomato on campus here, and we were going back in the back. We'll still talk about the greenhouses, but there's a big tomato thing where they grow their tomatoes to actually sell here. Like we're looking at is it the hydroponic tomatoes up here?
Yeah, these are hydroponic. These are
panic. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
These, unfortunately, ours are not quite ready yet. But we have a friend up in Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
He hooks us up.
So, but
ours will be ready soon.
the tomato barn, the tomato
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse, yep.
is like unbelievable.
Yeah, there's 598 plants in there, in case
Wow.
you're counting. Yep, and then
I
we have a
saw
smaller one
it.
that's a couple hundred over
I
there
had
too.
574, Wally. I must have missed a couple.
Yeah. See, and going back, this is where, again, my mom and I are both black thumbs. So, like, when I was walking around, what excited me is I saw over there, you had things like basil and stuff. She loves to cook. To have the actual fresh ingredients right there, that's something you can get out here as well. What other kind of things like basil that we can use for cooking that you have on top of the tomatoes?
Yeah, we have a lot of herbs out there. Greenhouse 3, if anybody's looking when they come here.
Greenhouse
3, yep. We have all the herbs that you could possibly be looking for. Really, we have a really wide selection.
I'll be boxing out there in the break, too. I was going to say, otherwise, I'm going to be coming back on Friday, Saturday. Purple. That's the color I need.
Purple.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. That's the color now. We got orange for Wade, and I'll take purple on my end.
Sounds great.
Well, we're out here right now at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse at N10348 County Road A in Fox Lake. We're going to step aside for a quick break, and we have to talk about the greenhouses. Wade, you've been wanting to talk about this
They're amazing. There's
for
nothing
like an
I've ever
hour.
seen.
We have to talk about that when we get back here on Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Thank you very much, Kale. We are out here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse, located at N10348 County Road A in Fox Lake. A big Mother's Day celebration this Friday and Saturday. And Sierra Kuhn, our wonderful MC over at the station, one of the queens of Beaver Dam herself, has her own little shopping cart here in front of us. You can see that if you're watching on the Daily Dodge YouTube page right now. Making sure it's got all the colors. Looks like we got tomatoes in there. I don't even know where to start. She's got a load up here.
Yeah, look at the Daily Dodge TV screen. It's going to be all vibrant here. What are we looking at, Steve and Sherry? What is Sierra buying?
So on the top there, we got some New Guinea baskets with some scavolas around it. The white scavolas, those are your spillers, right? They're going to trail over the edge, come down like a foot and a half. And the New Guineas, it's more of a shady type basket, so like a morning sun location, right? On the bottom, you got some verbenas and some calabricoa or million bell petunias, people call them in there. It's going to be a pretty awesome mix too.
I tell you, I'm very thrilled I got to learn today. The fillers, thrillers, and the spillers.
Spillers, yeah.
Got 3. And I got spillers on the outside, work your way in, fillers, thrillers on the middle.
Yep.
And every basket doesn't have a thriller because, number one, a 10-inch basket is too little.
Sure.
See, Wally's going to sound intelligent now somewhere. He's going to be like, hey, he's going to be at somebody's house. He's going to be like, hey, I like the spiller. I like how we do the spillers there.
No, the thriller on that one is spectacular. Well done.
But now these things are all in one of the many different greenhouses that you have here at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse. And Sherry gave me the tour here earlier today, and there's many different types of things. Talk about each individual greenhouse has its kind of unique thing in the greenhouse. Is that kind of accurate?
Yeah, like number 5 will be a lot of the hanging baskets are just the fuchsia baskets.
Okay.
And number 3, you're going to find the gaberas, which is just beautiful.
Yep. You go to number 6, that's where you're going to find hanging up like those specialty baskets, the premium ones
Sure.
with the
Number
bark
6
or
is
the-
quite impressive. I posted some pictures on the WBEV radio Facebook page. When Sherry took me through, we went through and we took pictures. It's the volume of color that you see going in there, and the amount of different types of plants you have to choose from. It's unbelievable.
And the marigolds right now, there's just flats and flats and flats of marigolds.
Yes,
That's
yellow.
a number 4. That's beautiful.
Is it yellow or orange? I'm missing my colors. How would you describe a marigold? Yellow?
yellow, orange.
Orange.
There's
Kind of that hybrid in between there a little bit.
yep. There's a few different colors.
Well, these greenhouses you're talking about, though, you can walk through, or if people have questions about that, whether it is a lighting thing, whether it is a water thing, they can feel free to come up to you guys and figure out, and you're going to be able to point them in the right direction.
You bet. We got a lot of great staff going to be always on premise here, but we'll have a lot more this weekend because we know the volume of traffic that most likely will come through.
And probably this weekend, I have 11 grandchildren, and probably there will be at least 9 here all the time.
Wow.
That'll be helping out, make it happen. So when it comes to the greenhouses, is it set up? Are they? You mentioned a little bit earlier, Steve. They're like computerized, where is it water them on it?
No.
Explain just how everything works. How you keep temperatures
So
where they need to be.
So the computer does temperature control,
Okay.
and so it'll open vents or turn on fans or whatever it takes to kind of keep it at an optimal temperature, right? Then we have some manifold systems built on the end, so like we can hook up the hose on one end of the greenhouse, flip some levers, and it'll water a half of a greenhouse at a time, or certain
all
waters.
the baskets have their own little drip tube.
Right, because you
That's fascinating.
can't possibly walk around with a hose and water each one individually. This helps it be us keep a better handle on how much water it gets to versus if you're just trying to count and you get sidetracked. Right, you give this one 5 seconds. No, it's a lot more advanced than that.
Though, talking about the temperature thing, so that's crazy to me. So it's got it down to such science where it's like this greenhouse, maybe it's got to be 77 to 78 degrees. And if it starts getting like 78.5, all of a sudden vents are opening up.
Yeah, first you'll have end vents that open up on our smaller greenhouses. The end vents will open up, and after that, if that isn't enough, then it'll kick the fans on. And when it gets down to a certain temp, it'll shut the fans off and kind of kick them on and off as needed.
And 30 minutes before sunset,
In our
then
new greenhouse, yeah.
the
Shade.
vents, the shade cloth comes on.
Wow.
At what point do you? Obviously, this is Wisconsin, and it can be pretty cold in the winter. At what point do you start having inventory for the upcoming season in your greenhouses? Are they running all year round?
No, we fire up early February.
Okay.
I don't want them. I want to do something in
Yeah.
my winter month.
So, but like, it's like, what? Okay, when early February starts farting, what's the process like in early February? Do you start stuff in there, just get them ready for?
So early February, most of our plants come for our hanging baskets. So we get from several different suppliers the little plugs, right? And we mix them all up to the script, right? Like we were
Yeah.
talking about before, how we
got
want
its
it.
recipe.
The recipe, as Mom calls it, and make our baskets. That's first, and then after that round is done, we'll get a couple weeks later. We get another round of plants, and that's what goes on the bench.
So this streamlining, this process of figuring out the recipe, so to speak, how new is that? Going to have like the computers know to open vents, knowing the drip got to be exactly right. How new is that?
We did a lot more streamlining of that probably about 5 years ago.
Okay, before that, you work one,
Wing
2,
it.
3, 4, 5 with the
That
hose.
looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And then somebody like Wally comes in and asks you a question. You're like, oh, where did I start here again? Let's start over.
Yep.
No, the drip system has been
We've had that since the start.
since the
pretty much.
beginning.
Okay, sure. Wow, so this has all kind of been, as it's getting more sophisticated, does that take a load off of your shoulders at least, making
That-
it simple?
Yep.
It's great though, all the greenhouses, because you have the carts here, like Sierra's cart, which we're looking at on Daily Dodge TV and the Daily Dodge YouTube. But then, if you do have a lot of stuff, you have great people. We saw George come through here helping some people out, because some people probably come in, they come with one size cart, and they end up needing 2 or 3 when they end up with their
They sure do.
with their orders, and they find everything. Oh, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, and the next thing you know, you got 3 of them, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it
and,
happens.
and we have to mark their carts or their baskets if they set them up here just to hold them, because boy, if it happens, somebody walks away with somebody else's basket, and that's not good.
No, somebody
People
else.
get grumpy in a quick hurry when
Yep.
that happens.
You're like, you spend an hour picking your stuff out. Somebody else
Exactly.
Right.
takes the cart and checks out. Next thing you know, they're loaded up while you're redoing it, right?
Exactly.
Well, on Friday and Saturday this week, we're going to have the Mother's Day celebration. So we're going to have to highlight that again here. We got one final break to take before we come back here and wrap up at Hoekstra's, but it doesn't stop here. We stopped today, Wade, but you guys come out here, big Mother's Day celebration. That's on the other side of the break here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. We're out at Hoekstra's Market and Greenhouse at N10348 County Road A in Fox Lake. Huge Mother's Day celebration coming up this Friday and Saturday. Got to give a huge thank you to Kale Zomer back in the WBEV studios, making us sound good, and Ninja making us, I don't know if you can make us look good, but you make us look as good as you can. Yeah, the flowers definitely help, and it helps that we have Steve and Sherry here. Because they're a little bit better to look at than Wade and I every day.
It is, Sherry. And, you talk about, what a place like this, it's family place. We just saw, I'm counting, I think 3 generations of a family right here, all grabbing all of their stuff, their flowers. The young ones are helping out. You have, it looks like Grandma's got one of the child. Isn't that? I saw the smile on your face,
I know.
Sherry.
I love it because some of those people have been coming here as little kids, and now they're coming here and bringing their little kids.
Going at first, and what exactly you're buying flowers for mom, and now all of a sudden you're the mom getting flowers bought for you coming out here. It's got to be special to be able to watch your clientele become kind of family for you guys.
Yep, and it is, and like I said, they all call me Grandma Sherry. Mm-hmm. So I have so many grandchildren.
Well, can we go over again, because we do have this big event on Friday and Saturday. Can you go over the details and the times for what this is going to look like?
Well, the kids can come out on Saturday, and they can start at 8 o'clock. They can go to the big tent. There'll be a big tent, and there'll be half a dozen people in the tent helping them decorate a little pot. They can do it with markers, stickers, whatever. And then they will bring it over to the little swimming pool, and somebody will help them plant it, and it's free. It's absolutely free.
Wow, so you get to paint, decorate a flower pot for mom, plant your own flower. Because, again, moms, it's the time and the effort for them that matters. And you're going to be able to do that right here. And who knows, maybe, you bring your dad, like Wade over here, making, questionable flowers?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's dads, grandpas bring their children here, bring their grandchildren or children here, and make something for mom or grandma. And again, kids will have a great time. That special someone in your life will love it when they get it on Sunday. Do you have to hide it? Here, what's the protocols, Steve? Steve, do you have to hide it in my house? If I get something, if I would bring one of my children out, would I have to hide it until Mother's Day? So somewhere in the house, will you put it in the shed?
I think moms are pretty used to acting surprised, right?
Okay. Yeah.
They see it ahead of time.
We had one little boy one time said he was going to hide it under his bed until Sunday.
Oh, nice. How did you recommend with the whole lighting situation on that one?
Well, the lighting wasn't so bad, but I can just about imagine the dirt underneath the
You're tipping it over, making a mess.
There's dust included. There's like a Lego in the potting soil. Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So the huge Mother's Day celebration is Friday and Saturday. It says door prizes, refreshments. Saturday is the big planting with the kids. What about tomorrow? What do people need to know about tomorrow? Can they just come out? There's just an opportunity to get their type things?
Right, and we'll have extra staff already tomorrow. And then we'll have door prizes, refreshments. It's just the Saturday thing is for the kids because they're usually in school on Friday.
Absolutely. And we're talking about door prizes. What can people win by showing up on Friday?
I don't pick those really out until the morning, but it's a hanging basket of some sort and a $50 gift certificate and statuary. It's kind of whatever I pull out.
Yeah, well, and the selection here is massive. I mean, you're talking hundreds of statues. You're talking thousands of the hanging baskets out there, different kind of shapes, sizes, depending on what you're looking for, what your mom's into. And you guys have a great staff here that are able to help. If you do have questions about how do I keep this thing alive until Sunday when mom gets it?
Well, and for my customers to be successful, they have to be knowledgeable. And that's where I think we're different. We really try to train our customers, and we train our customers. One of the other ways is we have fertilizer pellets that we put in their baskets or their planters when they leave. So we know that basket is going to at least be fertilized for the first month. And then we try and tell them, and then you can buy some more of these little pellets, and it's just one a month. And that has caught on just crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy because otherwise people forget or don't want to take the time to mix up a fertilizer, right? This is just a plug and play.
Hey, if people are looking for more information, you have a great Facebook page that they can look at, or do you have a website that people can go and take a look at you go to Hoekstra's Market and with the AND greenhouse.com and spell Hoekstra's for us.
Hoekstra.
if you look at that, because you'll see pictures, but realistically, that's going to give you a thumbnail sketch. But you need to come out here and just take a look because it's so beautiful. There's so many options. You'll be blown away.
Rachel is amazing at putting all different things on Facebook, and we like to blast our Facebook page this time of year.
And it doesn't even, again, the pictures are amazing. It doesn't do it justice until you get out here. I was looking at the Facebook trying to prepare to talk with you guys today. You get out here, the colors are unbelievable, the smells are unbelievable, and you're going to be able to have this set up and make your own backyard looking gorgeous.
And a lot of people nowadays are going away from having to plant their own to picking out ready-made planters.
Yes.
You know, I'm looking here in the what's the official, what do we official name the market in here
Yep.
where we're at? And even like there's some other things like Sierra's, you got definitely things to help. What am I looking at right behind
All the
Sierra?
fertilizers.
So they'll help you out. You mentioned the pellets, but they'll help you with other types of fertilizers and
The
any of
pellets
stuff.
don't work
Yeah.
in the soil.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you put
In the dirt,
in
on
the
the
dirt,
ground.
you know, it
Just planters only.
it only works good for planters and hanging baskets.
And that's important to make sure when you are planting, if you pick up any kind of flowers or vegetation, make sure to know about the soil that you're planting it in, right?
Right? And, you know, if you're going to go to the expense of buying a beautiful plant, or a beautiful pot, I should say, and you're going to plant it in your own pots, don't use the same soil year after year. It just, every little nutrient is out of there already. Start with some new soil, and we've got the best. We got huge bags.
Wide
and-
selection, it looks like, too, right?
Yep, and bigger bags and little bags. Start with some good soil.
Now, for speaking of soil, I know we don't have a lot of time. How do you know about which soil goes with what plant?
We use about the same thing, maybe different for our mums, but about the same thing for everything, and it's been a tried and true thing.
Absolutely. So if we have those questions, hey, Sherry, what do I do? Is this
Well-
the right one for me?
I guess all I can say is what we put in our baskets and our planters is what we sell you. So it's not like
We're
it's
not buying a cheap knockoff to sell to you. We're selling you the same thing that we use in the greenhouse.
Well, there's a potting station back there,
Yeah.
too, that you guys are very excited about. So you can go and actually pot your own plant for Mom. Make sure you take it home, and you're all ready with all the love that I made it myself here, Mom.
and leave the mess here. That's what's really been fun, just to watch the people like, really? No, you don't have to clean up. We'll clean up.
The only thing we ask is that they come with their pots clean before they come.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a smart move. But that's good. You guys, you're taking care of all the hard work. You're letting them, you don't have to sweep up or anything. Come pot your plant, come up, pay for it, take it off, and go enjoy your Saturday and Sunday.
Exactly.
Well, Friday and Saturday, again, can we go over one more time for the folks at home, the hours that they can expect everything to be going and getting started here?
Well, Friday and Saturday, it'll be Friday, it's 9 to 6. And then, like I said, all the door prizes and everything. And then Saturday, those little people start walking around at 8 o'clock. We're open at 8 till 5.
Almost 400 kids last year. Who
Yes.
knows? That's incredible to me. I've got to ask one more. Do you have a recommendation for people like me who want to get something special for Mom this year? If they get here quick, what would you recommend for Mom?
I would steer you to the hanging baskets, and I would, again, go over everything about, is it for sun, for shade? That's huge.
And one of the things I wanted to mention too, Steve and Sherry, getting out here as well right now, brand new blacktop all over in the parking lot, and it's going to make it so much easier to get your carts and things around here.
Right. Yep. A couple weeks ago, we had blacktop installed in the main parking lot, and it's going to be awesome. Customer
You don't think about it, but that's a
Right.
huge help.
rolling rolling carts on gravel is no fun.
Yeah, and then they fall over. All of a sudden, half the potting soil's out.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys, first of all, so much again. I know we have only like a minute or two left, but is there anything else you want to share about what's coming up on Friday and Saturday that we might have missed?
Not necessarily that we missed, but just to emphasize the kids. It's all about the kids this weekend, obviously, so they can make their moms proud. And they come here, they can do that for free. And while they're doing that, the parents can shop and make their parents proud. So it's a win-win for everybody.
It is all about the kids, my little people.
I love that. It's great for the kids. And then even if you are like Wade Bates over here trying to figure out, hey, I need some help, you guys are going to be able to help
You
them out
bet.
too.
We have the most awesome staff.
It sounds fantastic. It was great to be out here today. It's amazing to look around here. There's so much to do. 7 greenhouses you can walk around. Find anything for Mom. Thank you so much for having us today. We're looking forward. Already counting down the days till next year. Get back to good weather again.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at Hoekstra's today on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. We will see you back tomorrow at 9 a.m.